Hello, and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a possible UFO at this Russian shelling of a Ukrainian town that just recently occurred. Also have this video of a photograph taken by a photographer of this, they call it a manta ray-shaped object in the clouds. Take a look at that. Here's some UFOs spotted over Portland, Oregon. And this is a video from 2013 about a diver who claims to have found a pyramid near the Bermuda Triangle. And he claims that he went into it and found this crystal ball that had some interesting properties. And let's see. And this is a video which to me is an example of brainwashing. This is, I guess, people who are trying to deflect the attention away and make us think that, all of these UFOs are all visitors as opposed to species or, civilizations that occupy this planet. Also have this strange video here of what appears, they're saying it's a Sasquatch ripping up and moving trees, but I'm not too sure if that's what it is or even if this video is real. But what you see is these trees, something just pulling this tree up and moving it real quickly. And, I think some people might have said that it was a tree trimmer or tree cutter, but, you don't hear anything, so I don't think it's that. Also have this audio presentation by this guy named Richard Haynes of the Frederick Valentek UFO abduction. This is like 30 minutes long, but in it he actually plays the actual audio of Valentek talking to the air traffic control as this UFO is above his plane. Here's this article about these 12 million year old tracks found in Turkey. So apparently, something was here 12 million years ago because here's the evidence. This is the evidence that they were here. And then last, nothing to do with UFOs, just a video about these interesting creatures that are found deep in the ocean. So take a look at some of those. Anyways, let's check out this one. Now this one, you see this object right here, right next to this this explosion. You're going to see this thing just like up here. Let me back up a little. And then later on, it kind of like fades out or the guy loses focus. And I'm not too sure if they fire at it, but it seems to be that something is shot at it. And I think they were shooting at it. Anyways, watch right here and you're going to see a little flash and then that thing appears. There's that flash there, and it just appeared. Well, let me stop that. And again, you see this object right here, right? Let me just back up a little, and it's not going to be there here, but here, watch this. It's going to flash and just appear. There it is.
А вон дрон висит, или вертолет, наверное, дрон. Да, дрон висит. Да, вон дрон висит, вон. Вон дрон висит, видишь?
Да.
Yeah, well, anyways, he's not able to get focus, and I think it's still there, but then a few seconds later, they actually fire at it. So check this out.
О, это ракеты пошли. Не, копать сегодня явно никто не будет. Ебать.
Oh, you know what? They fired another one at it, but I missed that one. Anyways, that link will be in the description. Check it out. It's just a short video. I got this one here. Now, this is just, this whole video, it's just over 2 minutes long, but it's just about this photograph. Here's the original photograph. I don't know what, I guess this guy did see this thing here. You can see the shape of this thing here. And of course, this is the close-up of it. And it's definitely, I don't think that's a cloud. It seems like it's something with shape or with structure hiding or trying to hide in the clouds. Anyways, a link to this video will be in the description. This is just some strange lights over Portland, Oregon. Let me just play a little bit of this.
Now there's only two. Or sorry, now there's only three. And they're not moving in the sky at all. They're not airplanes.
Apparently this guy was delivering food or something and caught those. Anyways, link will be in the description. This is an interesting video about this diver who claims to have found a pyramid, or just the top of a pyramid. He also says that he found a crystal ball in between some kind of statue. But he describes it in this part here. Let me play this.
Dr. Brown reported that he came across the most magnificent find of all. In the murkiness, he spotted the tip of a submerged pyramid, barely visible above the ocean floor.
Looking at the structure, shape, and the size, it would be approximately 400 feet tall. I went in an opening, and in this opening, in the center of the room, there was a pedestal. And on the pedestal were two human hands made of brass or bronze. And in the center...
Now, I'm pretty sure this is a recreation. I don't think this is a video or a photograph of the actual thing. I believe that this is just a recreation.
Center of the hands was the crystal. My first impression in the room was the shaft that was metallic, hanging straight down from the ceiling, pointing at the crystal, and it was gold color. I swam, because it was still, the room was full of water, I swam up to the ceiling and tried to pry the rod loose. It wouldn't budge, so I settled back down to the floor, and I reached my hand in between the fingers of the metal hands, and I found the crystal was loose, and it was the only thing in the room that I could take home.
So he has this thing studied, and he claims that it has some kind of weird properties where he's not able to get this rod near it. This metal pointer has a weight at the end of it, and he's not able to get it anywhere near this crystal.
It balanced and bring it directly into the field and not let it tip from side to side. The weight will then not go to the side if I can keep it centered, and it will, as I come higher, it will raise it and make it.
Is it possible that he's controlling this thing with his hands or something? This is some kind of trick, because this is definitely bending away. There is a weight on the end of this thing. Very strange. Anyways, link will be in the description. Check that out. Let's see. Yeah, now this video here to me is an example of brainwashing, because in this video, they're going to talk about how these UFOs only started showing up after we started blowing up the atomic bomb. But that's completely not true. I mean, we know that during World War II, there were sightings. There were sightings of the airships in the 1800s. We know that there are documents written in Latin of Roman soldiers or Greek soldiers talking about these luminous objects, so there's never been a time on this planet where we didn't encounter UFOs. So we had this idea that, it just started happening when we started blowing up atomic bombs. It's not true.
45, the day the atom bomb exploded. Everyone agrees this was an historic day, but some people believe it was also the day an alien conspiracy to take over our planet began. You see, apparently this was an event which didn't just get noticed here on Earth. The shockwaves were felt across our galaxy and beyond.
Ever since the UFO phenomenon sort of exploded into public consciousness in the mid-late 1940s, people have wondered, why now? Why now? And of course, the first answer people came upon was that, well, now we have the atomic bomb.
When we set off the first atomic bomb, there was such energy released that probably created ripples throughout our solar system, perhaps throughout the galaxy.
and other advanced races out there kind of did a double take and went, oh my God, the kids have found the matches.
It's true that it wasn't long after the nuclear blasts in the late 1940s that the first witness reports of UFOs began.
See right there, I mean, the first witness reports of UFOs began in the 1940s. That's completely not true. Like I said before, they were going on in the 1800s, all the way back in, 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago. People have reported seeing these things. They're cave paintings of UFOs. So, yeah, the idea that they only started showing up after we started blowing up atomic bombs is such BS. And, and I also think that the reason why we were so-called, quote unquote, testing so many atomic bombs in certain areas of the planet is because we were probably trying to knock these ships out of the air, because I'm sure the nuclear blast were impacting or having an effect on some of these ships that were trying to escape our atmosphere, and we were using the nuclear explosions to try to knock them out. So yeah, this video here is all bullshit. It's propaganda to try and brainwash people into believing again that that they're visitors, when the reality is we're not alone on the planet. There are multiple, not just one or two, but a minimum of 4 different advanced species sharing the planet with us. Anyways, a link to this will be in the description. Oh yeah, now this is a strange one. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this video, but let me just start it at the beginning. You're going to see these trees just moving. I'm going to take a chance and play this whole thing.
Oh, oh, oh. Something happened over there. Who tells me these trees? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, what's that? What's that?
Yeah, something just pulled that tree up out of the ground and then moved it that distance. And, some people in the comments have said that it was some kind of tree trimmer, but you're not hearing a tree trimmer. I mean, you can hear these guys' voices, and, they're out in the middle of the wilderness. If there was a tree trimmer out there, you're going to hear it. You're going to be able to hear it for miles, but you're not hearing a tree trimmer. So I don't think it's a tree trimmer. And yeah, it looked like some kind of giant. I mean, the second tree, the first tree was just a shaking, but the second tree looked like something did lift it up. Here, I think, yeah, right here. I think this is when it lifts up. Well, let me go back up just a second there. Oh yeah, that's just the first. Oh yeah, no, that is the one that's moving. Wow, I don't know. That's a strange one. Link will be in the description. Now, this is a audio presentation. It's 31 minutes long of Frederick Valentek. I think this guy was an Australian who was having a conversation with air traffic control when a UFO apparently started hovering over his plane. And, you actually hear, like, the last thing he says is this thing is hovering over his plane, and it's not an aircraft. But let me just play a little bit of this.
The flight service called back to him in about the same time period it actually took place. So you get the idea of the plane. Let's wait for that noise. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is really, really hard to hear, to understand. So the link will be in the description. You can definitely check it out if you're interested in that. Let me go to this article here. Yeah. Now, again, this is called evidence. This isn't myth. This isn't something that someone made up. This isn't this wasn't created by some ants or anything like that. I mean, you can clearly see that the rock here has some tracks in it. Now, if we were to create these tracks today, we would have some kind of vehicle, something, a very heavy vehicle in soft clay in order to do this. So, I would have to believe that 12 million years ago, some type of heavy vehicle sunk into this rock when it was still soft clay. It says a well-known geologist claims to have discovered detailed traces similar to those left by vehicles millions of years ago. According to the researcher, these strange imprints on the ground were formed by an old, highly advanced civilization and are now unknown. They were discovered in Turkey, notably in the Phrygian Valley. Dr. Alexander Koltepin, a geologist at the National Scientific Research Center in Moscow, is completely awestruck by the ancient furrows unearthed in Turkey's Phrygian Valley. This structure, according to the geologist, could have been built by an intelligent race more than 12 million years ago. The ruts in the Phrygian Valley have been studied thoroughly, and one theory is that they were created by off-road vehicles similar to those used today. But how could these clues have been created more than 12 million years ago from items that had not yet been invented? Or better still, this vehicle was used by an old and unknown civilization. Again, yeah, that's what the evidence indicates. I'm amazed at how there are so many people who are unable to believe that other life or other civilizations could have existed before we have. According to a lot of ancient records, we're like the sixth civilization on this planet, and that all the other previous civilizations were destroyed by cataclysms, and the evidence is there. There's the Younger Dryas layer in a lot of rock formations to indicate that yes, a meteor did impact the planet and wiped out a lot of the life. Most traces of civilizations would have been completely wiped out, but some of it is still here, and we are finding traces of these advanced civilizations that must have existed in our ancient past. But anyways, link to this article will be in the description. Now, last is this video here. Nothing to do with aliens, but just some interesting creatures that are found at the bottom of the ocean. This is an octopus. There are so many of these animal species that we are just now discovering. And I can guarantee none of these species that we were just now discovering were ever trying to hide from us. It's just that, we didn't see them until now. So, yes, it is definitely possible that multiple advanced civilizations could live in our oceans and deep earth caverns. And again, according to the Lacerda documents, they are living down there. But just because, you may not be aware of it or you may not have heard of it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And this notion of belief, belief is for 6-year-olds. 6-year-olds believe in the Santa Claus. 6-year-olds believe in the Easter Bunny. But all of this, the phenomenon, the existence of this phenomenon is based on evidence, not on belief. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.